Hi, this is Jeannie from Trendy Tree, and today I'm going to show you how I'm going to change out my boxwood wreath. This is a plastic, it's a 16 or 18 inch plastic boxwood wreath, and I have two of these hanging on my doors, my side doors at the house here, and they've been up for about a year. Of course, I have a nice porch overhang, so it doesn't get a lot of direct sunlight. But I like to change out the arrangement that I have on the boxwood ever so often. Now, Easter's over, so I just wanted to show you how easy it was when you take a permanent wreath like this and just change it up for season to season or events or whatever. It's just so easy. This is a little arrangement that I made several weeks ago before Easter, and see, it just comes off so easy. I made the arrangement, which is just 3 different ribbons and some carrots, and I wrapped the arrangement around well, this is actually a shish kebab stick because I didn't have any floral stems. So this is a shish kebab stick that I cut off, and I just secured it to the arrangement with some chenille stems, and then you just take the pick and stick it down. My boxwood wreath is on a styrofoam base. So then you just stick that down in the styrofoam. Really easy, take it on and off, and it stayed. I didn't have any problems with the wind or anything like that. Now, if you're making a wreath to sell, this is not the kind of thing that you would want to do. But if you are decorating for yourself, like me, this is perfect. So I'm gonna keep my little stick there, and I picked out some pink tulips. I have some pink knockout roses on the side entrance there along the part of that house. So I thought I'm going to make something pink, and it's spring, summer look, you know, for my boxwoods. Now I have 2 of these just alike. So this is a bush with 12 tulips, and I've gone ahead and cut them with the Easy Flower Cutter tool. And so I'm going to put 6 on each one. So we just go ahead and separate those. And this bush number is, these are on the website, Trendy Tree, 81386PK. They're just kind of an inexpensive tulip bush. So I'm gonna, and I picked out 3 different ribbons. All these ribbons are on the website as of today. They're in stock. This pink, of course that's got a glare, pink and white polka dot is RX9143WT. And I thought this was cute. It's like lime with a pink flamingo, and that number is RG01698009, and then just a basic black and white check that's a 1.5 inch, and that's 47101-09-20, and all these ribbons are wired. And then I also picked up this, I just pulled off some of, I raided Rachel's Corner at Trendy Tree, and I rolled off some of this pom-pom ribbon. So I didn't write the number down, but I'll give it to you in the video. But it's a wired pom-pom ribbon, and I just thought that was cute. It just adds a little bit of happy, I guess. Okay, so the first thing I'm gonna do is take my tulip bundle and just kind of position them. Of course, once I get them on my wreath, I can spread them out, you know, bend them a little more and that kind of thing. For right now, I'm just kind of getting them in a handful. And I'm going to take a zip tie and secure that. This is just about a, 6 or 8 inch zip tie. Some wire cutters. You don't want to use your scissors for that kind of thing. And of course, like I say, after I get it on the wreath, I can move these out a little more and give them a little more life. Okay, now when I attach my ribbon, my stems probably won't show, but just in case they do, I'm going to cover them up with some twine. This is just some burlap twine, and I'm going to take it in and I'm going to put it up above the zip tie, and then I'm going to start down here at the bottom, and I'm going to wrap those stems together just to cover them up. I could use a little hot glue here. if I were making this for someone else, you know, I probably would. Certainly if I was selling it. But this is for me, so I'm not going to take a lot of pains with it. I'm just going to kind of wrap that burlap string around there, just in case, you know, it starts popping through and showing or something. Alright, so when you get to the top, just going to cut that loose, and now that tail that I left at the top, that's where we can tie this together. And like I said, you could use hot glue, but I don't want to get my hot glue pen out today. So I'm just going to tie that. I'm not going to worry about those tails. So now I have my tulips, and now I'm ready to make my bow. Now the next thing we're going to do is make our bow, and today I'm going to use the Easy Bow Maker. We sell these on Trendy Tree. I'll give you a link for those, but you can find them on Trendy Tree. We try to keep them in stock. Sometimes we run out, but we try to keep them in stock. But this is, of course, it's wooden, and it's got pegs, and it's got some markings on it. Now, if you buy a new one, what you need to do when you put your pegs in the holes for the first time, you need to tap them in gently with a hammer. Okay? I never take mine apart. And there's a third hole there for another little peg. I think you use it maybe if you make hair bows or something like that, but I never do that, so I didn't put that in there. This is just a spool holder. So I'm going to start out with my base ribbon first, which is going to be the pink and white polka dot, and I'm going to do a 16-inch tail. Well, I can't get my right hand turned around. I'm looking at myself in the camera and I'm thinking, that's not right. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to make a 16-inch tail. So I'm going to go ahead and measure 16 inches, pinch that ribbon up, drop it down in the slot, and then I'm just going to bring that tail forward out of the way. I'm going to make about a 12-inch bow, so I need to make a 6-inch loop. So I'm going to twist my ribbon, get the right side up, come out to the 6-inch mark, drop that down, and then I have to twist again to get the right side up, and I'm going to make a 6-inch loop on the other side. Okay, and then I'm going to come down and cut those tails off 16 inches. Next, I'm going to use my flamingo ribbon. I really like that ribbon. I'm going to make a 16-inch tail just like the other. Pinch that up, drop it down, get the tail out of the way, and then I'm going to twist. And you know, sometimes with ribbon you'll run across this. This is a roll of ribbon that probably was like the last one to come off the machine, and it's been pieced together. I'm not going to worry about that. You know, some people fret about that, but you know, it just happens. It's not that the ribbon is a second or anything like that. It's just, that's the way it comes off the machine sometimes from the manufacturer. And sometimes when that happens, you get like extra ribbon on the roll, but you know, I've never measured one out to see or anything like that. That's what I was told by Craig Bachman, so I'll take his word for it. So I just did a loop on each side of that, of the flamingo, and next I'm going to use the ribbons that I've used so far are 2.5 inches. This one is a 1.5 inch, and I'm going to finish with that. I'm going to make the same length of tails, and it's the same on both sides, but usually when I have a ribbon that's the same on both sides, I still continue the same pattern of twisting and getting the right side up. It's just kind of a habit to stay in. And on this one, I'm going to make my loop about 5.5 inches, just a little bit smaller. Not much, just a little. Okay, and then I'm going to finish that off, in those tails off. Okay, and I need a zip tie over here behind me. So I'm just going to kind of press that stack down and kind of compress it. And I'm going to hold on to it and ease it off the board. And I'm going to take my zip tie and go right across the top and come around to the back and secure it from the bottom. Now before I tighten that all the way down, I'm going to take a chenille stand and run it under there. And then I'm going to finish pulling my zip tie tight. Snip off that tail and just give the chenille stand a twist. Now, you can, the zip tie is going across the center of the bow. I really don't think it shows, enough to worry with. But if you wanted to cover that up, you always could with another little strip of ribbon. Or you can make like a third loop right there and cover that up with a third little loop. But I'm not going to do it today. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. It just all depends. That just really doesn't show. Alright, so I'm going to fluff that ribbon out. And I'll do more fluffing once we get it on the wreath. The next thing I'm going to do is take my tulip bundle and secure it to the bow. I'm going to use the chenille stem. And then I'm also going to take my little, now if you have a floral pick, they come like 6, 8 inches or 12 inches. This is a skewer from the kitchen. And I just cut it off the length that I need, and I'm just going to secure it right there. And finish wrapping that chenille stem around it, okay? And then you're kind of ready to put it on your wreath. So now I can take that little skewer and just attach it to the wreath. Find a place to stick it back there. Stick it down in the styrofoam. And then I'm ready to fluff out my bow. Those tulips where they want kind of some of them going out to the side and some of them kind of coming forward. Okay. Spread your ribbon out so you can see it. Give your ribbon a little bit of life by just kind of, running your fingers under it. Now I'm going to finish off the tails of my ribbon with a fish mouth or a dovetail cut. Just fold your ribbon, cut across it, and then you've got that kind of cut. Now usually on my 1.5, I usually do that with just an angled cut. You can do it any way that you want. You can roll up the ends. You can, curl them up forward, curl them up backward, or just don't do anything. Some people just like them left plain. Okay. The flamingos are on the ribbon. Some are upside down, some are not. I didn't worry about that for this wreath. If that's a bother to you, there is a way to do that where all your flamingos would be going in the same direction. But that was okay for me. That doesn't bother me. Okay, well that's it. So I am ready to change out my front door now. Okay? Oh, let me take it off so you can see it a little better. That's what I like about a Boxwood Wreath. It's so easy to change out. It'll take nothing to just, change this out and put a patriotic bow, and then after Memorial Day, stick something else back on. 4th of July comes up, but 4th of July back, and then, in August, I like to start in fall. But anyway, that's all for today. This will be a written blog post. We hope you'll visit us at Trendy Tree. We have all kinds of wreath making supplies, deco mesh, forms, which is kind of difficult right now to get work forms, but we're working on it. And come see us. Well, I forgot to put my little pom-pom ribbon. I rolled off about 4 yards. I'm not going to use that much, but what I'll do is just, let me get about 2 yards here. Get it untangled. I can measure right there. What I'll do is just kind of tie it around the whole arrangement, just to kind of add a little extra texture. That stuff. We have that in several different colors, but it's just, sometimes it's I like to add like a raffia in the bow, or